Think and we're live. What's up? What's up, everyone? What's up, Titan Nation? What's up, Gerald? What's up, man? How's everything?
What's going on, guys
Oh shit.
and ladies?
Ladies, everyone who wants to join us, come join us. I already see that we have Johnny in the house. What's up, Johnny? What's up, Dennis? What's up, Jim? Big Jim. Let me put some of this stuff before I drink, because I can't drink water by itself, man. It's just tasteful. I had to add something, but this is good, bro. This 0 calories, so it's not too bad. Hold on. So how's everything, man? How are you been?
I've been doing pretty good. It's been a weird weekend not having, get to watch the Titans when they play during the week, and normally you would be hoping to have a good feeling, and then, with that Thursday night game, I think everybody, especially those in Nashville and the Nashville, Tennessee area, it was not a great weekend.
It just kills everything else, man. It just kills everything else. Like, you understand, like the outcome, it like kind of like played the whole week. Like after this, I didn't even want to be in Nashville. I was like, you know what? I don't even want to go past the stadium, going down Broadway. I saw the stadium. I was like, oh God. It just we just let it slip out of our hands, like again, those damn Colts. And we'll definitely get into it. But before that, I just wanted to let everyone know I have a couple of shout outs, probably Gerald does as well. Just want to give a good big shout out to Jim Lacey, man. Jim Lacey made this weekend for me. He probably made it for you as well. I mean, Jim was just a stand-up guy and just inviting us to the game and stuff. So, Jim, man, thank you so much, bud. If you want to go on and.
Yeah, without a doubt, man. Just so you guys know, man, that this Titans weekend, this was the first time, my first NFL experience with tailgating from an NFL fan point of view. Never had the opportunity to do that. So, big thanks out to Lance and that Titan fan base. And it's crazy because it's one of those things that I kind of wish that I could have experienced or had interactions with you guys when I was playing, because it just makes what I do and what I did in the NFL as a player, it just makes it even more greater when you get a chance to interact with you guys, those that stay in state, those that come from out of state, those that come from out of country, and to see the passion that you guys have, and you guys ain't even strapped up, you guys ain't laced up or down, and the passion that you guys, I mean, it's the reason why when I was growing up, playing the NFL was always a dream. So, Lance, thank you so much for, I checked off something on a bucket list that wasn't even on my bucket list. It was on the bucket list, and I checked it off, and I can't wait to interact with you guys again. You guys are amazing, Titan Nation. So
yeah, definitely, man. Again, thank you, Jim Lace. Thank you, Titan Man. His name's Adam. Thank you, Chili Pepper. I mean, those guys know how to party, bro.
List of them. It's a whole bunch of people.
There's so many, especially in the tailgate. It was just so nice to see everyone just get together and just relax and talk about Titans and go for the same team. Especially if you guys haven't seen the live feed of us going to the game on the truck and everyone just shouting Titans and everyone just hyped up about the game. It was a really good. It was a fun interaction. Again, regardless if we, obviously we didn't win, but still, that is something that you'll always cherish. That's always something you always remember, is just getting, all the group together to just go to Nissan Stadium and enjoy yourself and enjoy the game and then partying after, because damn, what was it? I mean, I think it was, what was yesterday? Saturday? It was Friday night, man. Friday night. That was wild. I was like, I don't even know if I could do this anymore. It was nuts. But again, thank you. Yeah, Lance Smith as well. It was good seeing him and just acknowledging us. So it was really, really good. Fun fact. Let's see. Fun fact: my parents met Chili Pepper in 2019. Yeah, man, he's a super cool guy. We hung out with him for most of the time. It was me, Gerald, Titan Man, Jim. But it was kind of like we kept on switching up, We kept on switching up people and meeting other people and inviting tailgate to here, inviting tailgate to there, and it was just good. It was a good overall interaction with everyone. So, and like you said,
a family atmosphere, So you don't have to be a diehard Titan fan, but the fan base and the welcomeness. It's just amazing. It is amazing. It's special. Definitely. We're gonna get into it, but it left us.
But even crazy is like how many were out of state, right?
Yeah.
Out of country. I think the whole back of the truck was out of country, man. It was nuts.
For sure, definitely out of state. You got a lot. Everybody that was at tailgate were coming in from different places. From Memphis, Clarksville.
Yeah.
You just all over. So that's special, man. That's special. It definitely is. It's more. It just means more. It just means more.
Yeah, so I definitely wanted just to give a big shout out before we started the show to everyone that invited us, and hospitality was 100%, and we are looking forward to more and more, man. Hopefully, I can get myself down there more in Nashville. Maybe we go another game. Who knows? We'll see. But unfortunately, we have to talk about the game that happened Thursday, which I felt like it wasn't a game. It was such a long night. But we discussed it on in the line in White Castles as I was getting a burger. Just what your opinion was. You wanted to actually see it for yourself. Mm-hmm. Even you said if you want to explain a little bit to the fans watching on TV and then watching it in real life. So go ahead.
It's definitely different, you know what I mean? And I always knew that, and that's kind of like when me and you talk, and you ask me certain questions, and I'm like, I'm kind of going to reserve my judgment because I don't know, I don't know everything. I can't see everything. I can only see what TV screen gives you. But seeing it in person, you really get the chance to see body language. You get to see the play develop. You get to see the other field. Like you get to see those things that television really don't they don't point on. And so definitely was a great experience. I'm not going to get into it all because I can talk for days. So go ahead and we're going to get this thing down because there's definitely a lot to talk about. If you live in the Nashville area and you guys listen to the radio, you guys. It was like Confession Fridays. Like Confession Fridays, listening to everybody call in. And the crazy thing about it, and I was telling you this, is that, it's been a little rough because, UT went to Arkansas, and then they didn't get another chance to play this week, and then Titans lost. And so it's just been like, it's been tough, if you're here in the Nashville area and stuff like that. So, it's definitely a lot to talk about. There are some positives. Mark Mariani came on, and he gave his little positive spin, which I really appreciated him because when I was hearing that he was going to spin it positive, in the back of my mind, I was like, and I got, like I told you, it's a good thing that we're waiting now because you kind of get a chance to sit back and your emotions can get out of it and how you feel, and you can really analyze and come to a rational decision. So
there we go. He only gave you 11 points. Yeah,
it's a solid, man. You get 100 yards. That's solid. That's solid. Trust me.
Local radio is not great. So we have Erica said, "Hey, what's up, Mr. Tyne?" Or what's all right, guys. So let's dive into it. Right. Okay. So, the emotions were high, like you said, especially that. Again. That night, we were at White Castle. There was a lot. It was just a lot to be processed. It's almost like watching a movie. At first you might like it, but as you dive in, you take a little bit longer to actually process the movie. You might actually end up not liking the movie. And at first, I mean, there was a lot of people are the first ones to judge. You got to fire the kicker. Why do we put the punter? But there's always reasons behind everything, right? It's not just because. So I'm glad that we are actually talking about it now, not that night, because I think the video would have been a lot different if we would have done it that night, said at the hotel or something like that. So the first question I want to ask is who is the blame for this defeat? Who is it? Is it offense? Is it defense? Is it special teams? In your opinion, who does it come down to? I said it before we started talking. I think, yes, offense didn't play the greatest. The defense wasn't the greatest, but they bent, but they didn't break. All right. Special teams was ridiculous. I can't say it. Yeah, the special teams was bad, but it comes down to, I think it came down to coaching. I think Mike Rabel just got outcoached, and that's weird to say. I think he just sometimes he could be too prideful. I think, again, like you said, you wanted to see things from the outside, not on the TV, and I just think that just Mike Rabel itself, he just got outcoached. He got outcoached, and I mean, for a team to go and know they're going to run all 4 plays, even on 4th down, and go for it. They went the first time they went for it was on their own, I think like 40 something. They didn't care where they were. I saw it because I remember going to the stadium. I was going to pick up some items, and they were replaying the game. It was the first quarter, and they were like on their like 46-yard line. They didn't care, man. They were gonna go for it. Like, that showed like how much like respect they had for the Titans defense. And I'm scared that other teams are watching that, especially a Thursday night prime game, and they're gonna mimic that same thing. Like, hey, why not? Lamar Jackson playing when we play them. Imagine 4th and 2. That's cakewalk for them. So what do you think? Who is the blame? Sorry, I was kind of going on a rant.
I'm letting you go. I'm letting you go.
All right.
Definitely letting you go. So we can definitely, because it's a lot to digest.
All right, go ahead.
Some stuff that people don't want to hear, but
go ahead.
It is what it is. Okay, football's a team game, man. It's a team game. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a team game. And Jim, I definitely know we're gonna say special teams and stuff like that, and we always want to go back and look and say this. You want to say AJ Brown catches the ball,
drop the ball, yeah.
Say the kicker doesn't make the kick, and things of that nature. Man, it was a team loss, man. It was a team loss. It was a team loss. Defense, offense, special teams, coaching staff. It was a full team loss. And I say that from watching the game, watching demeanors of guys, watching the demeanor of the players, the scheme for the Colts, watching the momentum switch and shift, and seeing who was going to battle back through adversity. And ultimately, man, we just lost as a team. We lost as a team on every single phase. And this was just an old-fashioned
beat down.
We just gonna beat y'all. Hey, so you say 3. Uncle, who's that? Uncle?
Yeah.
Name Uncle. Who's that?
Uncle Mad.
Nah, it wasn't no 3 phases. It was 4 phases.
4
phases, because you got special teams, defense, offense, and the coaching staff for the lack of adjustments. Because I thought one thing that Andy did at halftime, I thought they did a job with adjustments, man. I thought they did a hell of a job with adjustments. Adjustments on both phases. So special teams for them really wasn't a factor when your offense is clicking the way it is. I think they only had 1 punt.
Yep, towards the end.
You're looking at that. You're not, it is what it is. It is what it is. We got exposed, and this is a copycat league. And it is what it is. If you can't stop something, You're going to see it over and over. For those of you that are in Nashville and UT fans, y'all keep calling in, keep saying, why can't we stop slants? Because UT doesn't stop slants early in the season. Well, every team is going to do that. And so Pittsburgh Steelers, what they did was they laid out a blueprint on how you beat the Tennessee Titans. When you got a great offense, it's old school football, man. It's old school. If your offense is awesome, then what you do is you keep the ball out of their hands.
Yep.
Just keep the ball out of their hands. I mean, it is what it is. You hold on, you try to convert downs, you dink and dunk, you do what you got to do, but you just stay on the field as long as you can and just try to minimize the offensive chances to make plays. And then you're just hoping that, okay, hey, we get a score, long drives, we get a score. And, you know, when you run the clock out like that, the team's getting that hurry up mode or they got a sense of urgency to where the Tennessee Titans is the same way on the other side. We're gonna run and pound you the whole game. And it's like Novocaine. We just don't take time, let it sit in. You might need 2 or 3 shots, you know, depending on what your metabolism is. But, hey, you give it time and it will kick in. It will kick in and it'll be beneficial for you. But the problem is defense is not playing as good to where it seems like you got to get a score, not a field goal, you know what I mean? But it feels like you got to get a touchdown versus saying, okay, you know what? We're going to do what we do. We'll eat some clock. We'll settle for the field goal. But you can't settle for the field goal when our defense is playing the way it is because I mean, we're not stopping anybody. And by the time that you stop somebody, well, 10 minutes is off the clock. So, you know, you feel like you're behind. Not only to mention special teams is playing so poorly, special teams is giving up points. So they're giving up points. So, like, you get the defense that actually does a great job. We talked about this, Rashaan Evans. You know, say what you want. You know, he needs to be playing a little bit more. But, you know, I've heard that, but he's not the only one. But he makes a great stop on the goal line. Okay, they do a good job and get backed up. Okay, get backed up. Well, you hope that you get a punt, and you're gonna try to flip the field. You're gonna play field position, and you get a 17-yard punt. You get a middle school punt.
I think I can think better than that.
You can blame the punter all you want. It ain't the punter's fault. It's the protection's fault. It's guys on the special teams. It ain't his fault. He actually mishit it to keep it from getting blocked. Okay. So the second one, they got it. So if you guys don't understand, like, you do your job, and I coach, you know, I've been in football, you know, since I was 5 years old. And, you know, that's one of the things, like, you're watching. And I tell the kids that I coach that, you know, hey, we might got away with this, but if I'm doing my job as a coach and I'm seeing this, I'm taking note and I'm coming back to it. And what they did was, normally when you want to set up a return for punt return, you're going to get 2 guys on the gunners. You're going to line up 2 guys on the outside, try to get a double team to try to hold them up so we get a chance to return. The one that they blocked, they were single cover.
They sent everyone.
One guy on the outside. They sent everybody. They sent everybody on the second one. The first one, they were backed up. The first one is the one that you would think, okay, hey, that's
they're going to block. Yeah, they're going to go.
Mm-hmm. No, it's the second one because the first one, he got in there. And so the first one, you know, hats off to the punter for getting that ball off. But it's the special team phase. You know, the first way that you're going to get a punt block is never going to be from the outside. It's always going to be from the inside protection. I always teach that. So, you know, that's day one ball. That's day one ball. So, you know, blame has to go to where it needs to go and ownership needs to take up. But when you have a game like this, it's like, guys, everybody was taking turns.
Yeah.
Like just taking turns. So you can't overcome. Like, normally, you know, adversity is going to strike in the game. Like Derrick Henry, you know, I thought he had one hell of a drive and they got the holding call.
Yep, I remember.
And they brought him back, and you go for third down, incomplete pass, and now instead of having
for the field goal, right?
You having a chip shot for Gronkowski to kick the field goal, like, you don't get that. You know what I'm saying? Now you're making him have to kick a longer shot than, you know, what he needed to do. Everybody, y'all keep saying, get rid of kicker. You don't get rid of kicker. You don't get rid of a kicker that is like 4 from 5 from 50 yards. You don't get rid of a kicker that is money from 50 plus. And you get rid of him because you changed 2 snappers with bad holes. He came in off the street, COVID situation. He didn't kick in the second half. It was like his first kick in the second half, and it was like late in the game. So he does not have a rhythm. So like it's everybody saying the stats and you got to do this. Man, bull crap. Like if I came to your job and y'all came to my job and you sit up and you put me in a whole different organization function, I don't care where I've been. It takes time to get familiar so you can do exactly what you need to do. And so it's on the whole team, man. It ain't on just him. It's on everybody. You know, he's worried about like, I don't want it. Like the kicker, the last thing the kicker should have to worry about, well, how's my snap? Kern ain't out there holding. Kern always holds. You got a new long snapper, then you got a new holder. Come on, guys. Like, don't get the holding call. First of all, don't get the holding call, and it's a chip shot, if not a touchdown. So,
yeah. Well, yeah. I know you expressed your feelings towards that in Thursday night. But before we get into that, let's people are saying we're slipping. We are, but it's all these games have been so close. Though we could easily not be.
That wasn't close. That wasn't close.
Yeah, that was close.
It was close, but that one went.
that one we were slipping. He wants to know. Captain Trips wants to know, where is this team's mentality going into a Baltimore game? So say you former player, where is your mindset? Okay, going into this, the whole
team. First of all, I'm pissed. So like, and excuse my language for those young people. I hate losing more than I like winning. I hate losing more than I like winning. And I thought it was so disrespectful. And I thought it was uncared. Like I didn't, when after Jacoby Brissett came in the game, scored a touchdown, I think about 5 minutes, maybe 6 minutes left in the game.
Still 6 minutes left, I remember.
And you put the backups in. Oh, I'm pissed. I'm pissed. I'm not as a player, but as a fan, as a coach, like making that decision, because what you just did, and then, you know, you can sit up and say, well, you got to get ready for the next game. Bull crap. This is the division. You can lose the Baltimore game. But this is what people don't understand. It's okay to lose the Baltimore game. Do you want to lose the Baltimore game? No. You do not lose divisional opponent games, because now you take you don't hold your own destiny no more when you lose games like that. This was a home field advantage playoff intentions game. I don't care what the score is. You play the game to the 0-0-0 and you give everything you got, because that's the only game that you promised. So I'm TO'd about that. Then watching from the sidelines and watching guys, I don't know. To be honest with you as a player, I'm sitting up saying, okay, all right, the mindset that y'all got on the sideline, and we losing to the Colts with a washed up Phillip Rivers that dinked and dunked us. He didn't have any passes over 20 yards. It was no passes over 20 yards. The one to Pimpman was a catch, missed tackle, and we gonna go to the house. So you made Phillip Rivers that did not move in the pocket
at all
and dunk us to death, and you sit up and think you're gonna play Lamar Jackson that you went down there, beat them in Baltimore, kept them from going, playing to the AFC Championship. You think you're gonna come out with that type of effort against them? And I know they don't have no wide receivers. Okay, but what I saw effort-wise in the second half of the part of the game, I don't know. I mean, it need to be, and like I ain't see nobody checking nobody. I ain't see nobody pissed off. See guys over there was like, man. It's like everybody's looking for somebody else to make the play. Instead of somebody stepping up saying, I'm gonna make the play. I'm gonna be special today. And I don't like you don't have to be a Keith Bullock or Cortland Finnegan or something like that. Like it wasn't like that. Like if you played on the field, like you was expected to man up.
Yeah.
Every Sunday or every time you put the helmet on. Are you gonna win some? You gonna lose some? Yeah. But you don't never question your effort. You don't never question, how much, that you into the game. So I'm a little like, I don't know. Like this is one where it's you got to show me now. It ain't no more, okay, yeah, we're going to win this. Nah, I want to see. And until you show me, it is what it is. And it's what everybody been saying.
Yeah, I know, especially when I remember in the fourth quarter, I looked at you and you looked at me and you're like, is Logan Woodside in the game? And I was like, no, I don't think so. I thought, and I was like, oh shit, no, it's Logan Woodside. And they still have time. They had time. Don't get me wrong. It's not like they were, but it just, again, like it showed like they kind of just
threw the white flag in.
Yep. Like I gave up. Okay, we're not going to win this. Let's just,
and we're going to go see them in 2 weeks.
So
I'm like, and then like we talk about the 4 phases. Like I was saying, like AJ dropped the pass. Okay, so what, guys? So what? He dropped it. He dropped it. Wow. But you know what? He was open. That means he beat the guy. So if he beat the guy, then that means he's probably gonna beat the guy again. Throw him the ball again.
There was no deep shots.
It wasn't no deep shots. And shots going on to Tannehill because Tannehill didn't pull. He wasn't pulling the trigger. He was not pulling the trigger. And he had time. He had guys. I'm watching AJ blow by them guys. Blow by them. Just throw the ball up. You got to throw the ball up. You got Derrick Henry back there. Come on now. They're going to load the box. So you got to ease them up. You got to make sure okay. You know what? We might not complete it, but I'm going to throw this thing as far as I can so you understand. Come down in this box if you want to. Sell out on this run if you want to. We will hit you deep. You got to continue to go back to them. Then when they do take a deep shot, they throw it to the shortest guy on the field. Not Khalif Raymond, by the way. Khalif Raymond didn't get in the game until when they pulled the starters. So I'm sitting there like, where is this guy at? Why are we putting another guy who I don't even know who this guy is? Like, really? Like, I'm asking you guys, like, who 13? Like, who?
Oh, 13. Oh, Cam Batson. Yeah, he came from the practice. Yeah.
Who is this? And why are they throwing fade balls to him and not to AJ or to Corey? So, like, some of that stuff, I don't take that on. I don't take that on the head coach or either Arthur Smith, because sometimes as an offensive coordinator, you're calling plays. You're not subbing guys out. That's on your coordinators and that's on your position coaches to sub guys in and out. That ain't on Arthur Smith. Arthur Smith is calling plays, and whoever's out there is just expected to execute. So it was some substitution deals that I'm like.
All right, so talking about that, let's just jump right into it because of the defense. Let's talk about what happened on defense, what you saw on defense that they were doing to us and what we were doing to them, which was nothing. Thinking about it, right? The defense, like I've talked before, man, they had a game plan that the offense was going to run 4 plays, not 3. They were going to constantly run 4 plays against the Titans because they thought that in 4 plays they could get a first down. And it worked. It worked, man. They didn't care. Their first time that it was like 4th and 2, I think, in their own, I think like 46, 45-yard line. And that was the beginning of the game. And they ran it. And they still got it. What does that tell? What does that tell you? What does that tell you about the Colts' decision to do that, especially for the Titans defense. He doesn't care. He's like, yeah, until you guys can stop us, we're going to just keep doing it. We're just going to keep going over and over again until you find a way of stopping us. And they couldn't. Like you said, we only had one punt. They only had one punt, and that was towards the end of the game, and it was already done. You know? And that one thing that you did, we'll talk about that too, was Daquan Jones. We had one sack, but like you said, lay on him. I remember you saying that. That was the chip shot right before halftime, right? That they got 3 points. If you late, it was 1 second after
Jeffrey Simmons made a tackle and got up and celebrated. Somebody got up and celebrated, and I'm looking at you like, oh, dumb, like just hold, like you need, like I'm holding him, I'm knocking the ball out of his hand, I'm not letting him get up. Like that's football awareness, that's situational awareness.
Yeah,
we want to. We actually, I mean, we had something like that when I was in college in the championship game. We playing Houston, and I mean, you can see it on YouTube. Like we did not let them. We had a goal line play, and they were trying to hurry up. Kevin Kyle was quarterback, and we laid on the guy, and we would not let him up. We trying to trip him up, make him fall back down. We grabbing him, pulling. We're slow to get up off the pile. We're gang tackling, jumping like that. That was dumb. That wasn't smart. That wasn't smart.
That's again, like you said, situational awareness, and he wasn't. They were all about the celebration, and guess what? That celebration cost us 3 points. Now, obviously, it didn't. At that point was critical, but I mean, as we saw the game go on,
I mean, it all matters, but it all matters because in that game, especially in the first half. And like it's a lot that we can get to, you know what I'm saying? Because offense still doing their thing, and you know what I'm saying, they doing their thing. Are they missing shot? Yeah, they missing shot, but they doing their thing. But teams got a blueprint on how to play us though. But like you don't know what's gonna happen. You make them kick it a little bit longer, and it's a missed field goal, or like and he misses it. Now that's in the back of his mind later on in the game. You know what I mean? Like you don't know how things are gonna play out. You play every play like it's gonna be a game changer moment. So definitely though.
So let's talk a little bit about the defense. What did you see for the Titans? What was the body language like you were talking about before? But let's talk about the first half, because the first half we had a decent half. The offense was clicking. There was good decision making on both sides of the balls. I mean, again, they were bending but not breaking because they went for it. I think I don't know how many times they went for it. Let me try to pull it.
We went for it twice. One of them they got no gain. They got no gain. We got it back in the first drive.
So here's the stats. I'm gonna Jesus Christ. Let me pull it up real quick.
Yeah, they went for it 4th and 1. They got 2 yards. They got a first down. Then the next time they went 4th and 1, it was no gain. Titans get the ball back.
All right, so here's the stats and stuff, because this is the ones that are really, really important right here. So 4th down efficiency, there were 3 for 5. We were 0 for 1, and that one was 4th and 2. They decided to throw the ball. It was an incomplete pass. I still think they should have gave it to Henry. But that's for another thing. There were 26 for 25 for first downs. 3rd down efficiency, they were 4 for 24. 4 for 12. We were 3 for 10. So not good on both sides. But again, they went for it every time on 4th down. So you got to keep that in mind. Total plays, they had 69 plays. We had 60 plays. Total yards for them was 430 to our 994. 294. Total drives, here's the thing, passing. They had 297. We had 137. They had 1 sack. We had 1 sack. Their rushing was 133. Ours was 157. Red zone, they were 3 for 6. We were 2 for 4. Penalties, they had 9, we had 3. Just the penalties, it got better. But the total time of possession, they had 31, we had a little bit over 29. Again, it's just it's kind of like a frequent thing we're seeing now. Is usually we're the ones that always have the good clock possession, right? But we're trying to play catch up, and that doesn't work. It doesn't work at all, because then you don't give. Someone just said Henry only got 19 carries, but he had 103 yards, and that's another, I think, statistics they had was that every time Henry gets over 100 carries, we win. I think it's been 2 games in a row. And it hasn't happened. I don't know if he had it or the game before that. What's up, Big O? But so talk about the defense, man. What did you see? I think you were talking a little bit about the 3-4 defense and how, if anyone, go ahead. I'll let you talk.
No, I'm listening. Go ahead. Nah, you set them up. I'm looking at stats because I got I'm just making sure I'm on point before I say anything, because there's some stuff that I don't agree with. So,
so we had Daquan Jones out there. We had Harold Landry, who played 90% of his snaps, right? And we talked about it that night of how rotation is so key, so important to have that rotation for a defense that is playing a 3-4 defense. Because a 4-3 defense, and you'll explain it right now, is completely different. But having a 3-4 defense and having so much playing time for a certain player, I mean, could possibly, obviously, we see could hurt him towards the end of the even the second half, come out flat just because he's tired. And if you could explain, go ahead and let them know about the 3-4 and the 4-3 defense and what you were telling me that night.
So we were talking about, and this is just me analyzing after the game and just kind of thinking like, man, if I was a coach, what would be the things that I would be concerned. So when you watch a game like that, you can put it in perspective when you go back to the locker room and understand, like, was something that they did just out of our hands, or, what can we control? And so one of the biggest things that you got to understand, when I was playing, on the Fisher, times were a 4-3 defense. So 4-3, you got 3 linebackers, 4 D linemen. Okay, so you guys know defensive linemen, it's all about pass rush. They rotate every 2 to 3 plays, so they're fresh, and so they continue to move out. They're not being asked to cover as much. They're still playing the run. So occasionally, you'll get one drop to flats, depending on if you're doing some type of zone pressure or something like that. But for the most part, you want those guys, fresh and able to go. Well, when you run a 3-4, okay, essentially it's the same thing as a 4-3, except for you have the upper hand because you can send from multiple positions. When you got 4 down linemen, it is what it is. So you're going to have either, if you got nickel, somebody's got to cover or whatever. So your hand, like as far as when you get open sets, open receivers split out, somebody has to adjust for coverage and show that. When you're in a 3-4, it gives you that disguise to say, okay, he's coming or he's covering whatever it may be. Okay, fine. Well, your outside guys are still defensive ends when it comes to pass, when it comes to your pass rush. Like, they got to be fresh. So we don't have a rotation to keep your outside guys fresh. Landry and Clowney, they're not a traditional linebacker that's going to cover somebody in the flat. Like, they're not being asked to do what Jayon Brown and Rashad Evans, like guys like that. Like, you're not going to bring those guys out. You're just not. And you're not going to ask them to rush a whole lot either. Okay, so you got to treat in the 3-4, you got to treat those outside guys just like if they was a 4-3 defensive ends, because technically that's exactly what they are. You just got 2 of them. You can rotate who you want to bring or not, but we don't have any depth. So you're getting guys playing too many snaps, and they can't get off. Why are they playing too many snaps? Can't get off the field on third down.
That's another one you were saying. That's what you said that night.
Can't get off the field on third downs when it counts. And now you got guys trying to do something more, or you got guys doing more than what they're already being asked for instead of guys stepping up. So another thing that nobody wanted to talk about, but I was telling you, yeah, the offensive line, the Colts offensive line is legit. Yeah. But I didn't think they were legit to the point to where our defensive tackles were getting blocked 15 yards down the field. So those are things that you don't see on film, like on TV, depending on where the play is going, I can see the whole field.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing Jeffrey Simmons getting off of Nelson 10 yards downfield. Hines had a career day last time I checked.
He did.
And I see why. Like the D line out, excluding your outside linebackers, inside linebackers, but the D line was just they was just average. They were average. And so it goes back to what everybody's been saying in Titan Nation, Titan fans. Well, why do you let Gerald Casey go? Because I played with Gerald Casey, and the one thing that I can tell you Gerald was going to give you, he was going to give you unquestionable effort on passing downs, on run downs. I'm talking about, I don't care if the ball was 15, 20 yards downfield. That joker, he turned and sprinted from an inside lineman position, chasing guys down. And so you don't see that with this group. You don't see that with this D line. They looked below average in the gameplay. Everybody want to keep saying Clowney, and they want to say, well, we ain't got that. Man, I'm going to tell y'all this. Clowney is one hell of a player. And if you know football and you know playing your position and what you got to do, Clowney is freaking amazing. He don't have any help. He's got to have help. It's not complimentary football if I'm doing my job and I'm sending the quarterback back to you, or I'm making the running back cut back and you're not there to go wrap him up if he checks his feet in the hole, or you're not there to get the strip sack fumble when I make the quarterback go the opposite way of me. So it's not complimentary football. But watching him, it could be worse if he ain't on the field, because his run defense is phenomenal. He needs some help on the pass side. He doesn't have any help.
Definitely. Again, what would be almost the cure? What would be the positive? What would be, especially going against the Ravens next? How would you take that defense? If you're a defensive coordinator, which I guess Mike Rabel is, what would you be considering? What would be your game plan, especially coming from a loss like this, man? Because there's not that much they can change. It's a 10-day rest, which is really good finally for the Titans. It's been a while since they had that nice little rest. But within that, do you bring someone in? Do you change it up? Like, you can't, though. Because like you said, it's a different system, and especially with COVID, they got to get tested. Look how long Desmond King took to actually show up, the day before the game. So you have that. Plus, they had to trust each other. So as you just think about it, who would you bring in? What would you do? What would you do, man?
You're going to have a heart-to-heart.
That's it.
You're going to have a heart-to-heart, because it ain't about who you bring in. You got the guys that can do. You got the guys. You got the guys that are proven. It ain't a whole lot of turnover. You ain't doing a whole lot more. Yeah, maybe in the play calling, maybe you're trying to save some cornerbacks and you're trying to save a guy from getting exposed. But what was that? Who's 39?
Borders. He's a young cat from the practice squad.
I was texting the buddy like, man, he knew Joseph. They're going to find you. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Because I know he was praying, dear God, that he got T.Y. on the ground on that little hitch. You know what I mean? Y'all, so it's the thing. What I'm telling my guys, Kevin Byard got 10 tackles. Kenny Vaccaro has 8. Okay. Then I got Jalen Brown's got 7. Okay, cool. But then Malcolm Butler is the next with 6. Then Borders has 5. And then the first D lineman that I got, or outside guy that I got, is Daquan with 5. Landry with 5. Okay. Clowney with 4. Simmons with 2. You know what I mean? Like, so you got a job to do. You know what I mean? What was let me look at the rushing yard. The rushing was rushing for the Colts, 29 for 133.
Yeah, Hines had a day. Hines was out of like the offense.
Hines was only, but I mean, in the run game, I mean, he was 12 for 70, but it was the one, but he was getting the ones that counted.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So, you look at it like, man, we hit him a check. But I'm looking at, okay, I gave you that stat, okay, and you can easily sit up and say, well, Phillip Rivers was 29 for 39, so you know what, D linemen and linebackers ain't really gonna get a whole lot of tackle. But when we talked about it at the beginning, Phillip Rivers ain't throw no pass over 20 yards.
Nope. So
where's the hustle defense? Where's the swarm defense? Where's guys chasing the ball down? You know what I mean? Like I'm looking at that. If your safety got the most tackles, your free safety, you got some problems. Mm-hmm. Either in the run game, or that means he's making tackles in the pass game. You got problems. And so, guys got to step up. It's time for guys to step up. Guys got to step up. It is what it is. I mean, it comes with the territory.
Yeah.
If you want to play on the national football level, you want to play in the league, because at the end of the day, like, it's still on film. It's guys that want contracts to be signed. Well, you ain't nobody gonna get like, and nobody on across the board, because it all looks bad.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, it's you gotta have that heart to heart. Like, it's gotta be that heart to heart, like, real talk.
And something about the Titans is that they would end up. This is how it's kind of Titanness. It's kind of the way it is. It's how sometimes they can be really inconsistent, and they can drop to the Colts, and then we look amazing against the Ravens, and that's gonna throw some shit. And then it's gonna happen where we play the Colts again. And it's gonna be like we're just gonna be like all over the place, and that's one thing. I said it before, man. The Colts are gonna be with us in this division. They're going to be right there neck and neck. And look, I mean, midway through the season, I mean, they already came knocking. So
I don't agree.
You don't?
I don't agree. Coach suck. Excuse my language. The offense is mediocre at best. Philip, he can't do it. He can't do it. Hines is a dog.
He is.
T.Y. still's got it. He still got it, but he's not the same T.Y. Pascal is a hustle guy who's going to give you everything he's got every single time. Mm-hmm. Pittman is a physical receiver, but you didn't put pressure on Rivers. He never like we almost had it. We don't give up the 3 points, and you make Rivers feel like, crap, I gotta make a play. Like, I gotta make a third down play, like a third down and long play. Like, you understand why they put us in these positions to go 4th and 1, because they did not want to put that in his hands, because he is not the same Phillip Rivers that we have seen. He is not. I don't care what nobody says. Now, that defense is freaking legit. Mm-hmm. Legit. Y'all say what we want about Derrick Henry with 19 carries and 100 yards. Derrick Henry earned every single one of those yards, every single one.
They did.
Those guys played like Those guys played with their hairs on fire on every single level, from the D-line, from the linebackers, from the safety. They all knew, they all understood that, you know what, like, dude, if he gets going, he will score.
Yep.
And if you watch the game and you watch the tackles, I'm talking about the shoestring, the clutch tackles that they were making, they understood. But you couldn't continue to do that because I told you earlier, like Novocaine, like if you get in a good position where you got a 7-point, 3-point lead, you can get to the fourth quarter and you can continue to run Henry. They were starting to get tired. But because the game got out of hand so quickly, then it's like, oh, thank you, Jesus.
We got to play catch up.
We ain't got to see Henry because now they got to throw the ball. So the coach gave it like you gave it to him. Phillip Rivers didn't win that. Phillip Rivers looks like he was a GOAT with 308 yards.
That's true, but he wasn't. You're right on that one. I give you that. The Titans the Titans have a tendency of making quarterbacks look amazing, especially Phillip Rivers, and he looked nasty. He looked ugly coming out of the pocket, as you said it. He like seeing it in person and seeing worse. It just looked.
He was scared. He throwing to the running backs, the check downs. You the only other person that throws to the backs as much is my boy Derek Carr in Oakland. And when we played New England, they knew that. They double teamed the back.
Yep.
So
it was just like you said, it was a dump. It was nice and easy, a little short, but we just never. Our game plan never changed. In halftime, we never changed. What's up, Josh? What's up, King Nat? What's up, guys? Before we go, because usually I try to do just an hour just to kind of make it a little bit better. What is the positive from this game? What are the positives, man? There has to be some sort of positive that can come out. I mean,
always. The biggest positive is that you played Thursday night. It's the biggest positive. So it is a bye week, essentially. You know what I mean? You get Friday, Saturday, Sunday, then you're going to get Tuesday. So you're going to get time. And I'm not saying time to you coming into the office, like you're getting time away. You're getting time to reset yourself. And, like we all know, sometimes in life, like you got to kind of just sit back and just like, oh, geez, look at me. You know what I mean? What can you got to look in the mirror. And so like if a game like this was going to happen, you want it to happen on a longer week, that you got time. The coaching staff got time. You can go, spend time with your family. You can watch games. I think one of the biggest things that is underrated is being able to watch other games in the league. And you're getting to watch not only competition on the other side of the field, but you're getting also to watch the other guys that play your position. Because if you're playing the National Football League, I will hope, and you're starting, I will hope that you got the same mindset that I don't want to just be a starter. I want to be the best person at my position. So being able to be off on the Sunday, these guys can sit around, they can watch games. They can watch their, other guys that play their position, see what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? See plays that other guys are making and things like that. It might energize you some more, or like I said earlier, you can just check out and kind of, get yourself, mentally prepared to come back in and do it all over again. But it's still, at the end of the day, it happened. So the ball is in your court now. So that's the best thing, because that's the best thing that you can ever ask for, instead of being exposed in a game like this later on down the road where you already know what happens. Maybe guys didn't prepare a certain way, or maybe guys came out thinking like, this Phillip Rivers, we're going to get this. Or, we got Derrick Henry on offense. So, defensively, we're going to be all right. Like guys, they might understand like, nah, I got to pull my weight, or I might have to do something. I gotta be better individually within what I need to be doing, with the schemes and stuff like that. But It's still positive.
Always positives, right? You gotta. I mean, yeah, it was a rough night. I mean, but there's still a lot to go for the season and stuff like that, and hopefully we can learn from this and just keep improving. Again, I don't know how much they're gonna to learn from this. I don't know what they're gonna, especially their game plan. I don't know why they play so. Why did why did they play so off the players? It was 3rd and 2, one of the plays, and
You don't want to get beat deep. You don't want to give up. Right? You don't want to give up the point so quick. You don't, and you don't want to give it up quick like that. No, everybody keeps saying, "Okay, we need to tighten down." You can't do that. You can't do that. And the way that this defense is made up, this defense is an opportunistic defense. It's supposed to be drive down the field, but in one of these plays, the more times we get an opportunity, you're going to mess up. Somebody is going to mess up, and we're going to take advantage of that opportunity. The problem with that is you don't have depth at the outside linebacker to get them fresh to make those opportunities. You know, like you don't have that because a lot of that is going to be just energy and effort. Yeah, technique plays into it, but you got to be going full speed so you can get those opportunities. Maybe a strip sack, maybe a tackle for a loss, maybe a ball gets batted because, you know, you're hurrying up the quarterback. But when you don't have that, it affects the whole regiment. And the way this makeup is, till Adoree Jackson gets back, you know, you're matchup wise, you're not going to feel comfortable with putting guys out there like that.
We have someone says, yes, you can just give them help over the top playing.
You can't give them help over top because I just told you, earlier I was saying that the D line is just average. They just average. So, you know, and I told you he had the most tackles. Kenny Vaccaro and Kevin Byard had the most tackles. So you play them over the top, who gonna tackle the guys? So you can't do that. Like guys got to step up, man. Guys got to step up. Like, I mean, it is what it is. Guys got to step up. It's time for a guy. It's put up or shut up. It ain't no more, yeah, we won the AFC championship last year. No, I can understand that when the Titans went to the Super Bowl and they came back off and they felt like, we're going to get back to the Super Bowl and they fell off. Well, you know what? They got to the Super Bowl. We didn't get to the Super Bowl. So you can't come out thinking, shoot, man, we good. Nah, not good. And especially in a game like this where they pulled your starters out. Like, they pulled you out. Like, I'm sitting on the other side like, you got pulled out? Is this preseason?
Yep.
Preseason week 1? They pulling folks out now? That's what we doing?
With 6 minutes left of the game.
See, we just pulling guys out. Last time I checked, and I'll be watching the Chicago Bears game, and Nick Foles is boo-boo. I don't never see Khalil Mack and them boys come out. Last time I checked.
Yep.
Last time I checked, Jets, they don't pull their guys out, and they getting their butts whooped. Guys ain't pulling their guys out. So, like, I don't agree. I don't agree with that. And like I said, it's time. It's time to put up. Ain't no more talking. It's time to put up.
Yep. So, man.
Facts. On all phases. I'm talking about special teams too. You a special team guy, man up.
Yeah.
Man up. You take some pride. You take some pride in what you do and you man up. Like at the end of the day, they teach, man, grab the guy and hold the guy. Get a hold. Don't let him go by. Hold him. If you're gonna block the kick, hold him. Let's re-kick this thing.
Like, that play, I think he just I don't even think he touched him. He just right past him.
So like it's pride. This is pride, man. It's pride. You gotta start taking some pride in what you're doing. And I know I'm the way I am now, and especially like I told you guys after experiencing the fan experience with you guys and understand all the sacrifices that you guys make to continue to support the team, not just years, but decades and generations and things of that nature, the time and financial things that you guys do every single week in, week out, all season long to dedicate to this program. Like that, I mean, I felt sick. I felt sick to my stomach, honestly.
Well, let's try to leave it in a positive note.
Yeah, you still play the game. I mean, it is, you still get another opportunity. That's the best thing about it. You still get another opportunity. So, but that's just who I am, and I'm hoping, and I know some guys in that locker room that they ain't happy. Might have some guys. This is where you're gonna find out who's in and who's not.
Definitely.
Practice.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from the man himself, Gerald McGrath. He gave you guys his insight of his thoughts. Oh man, of course, they would have to say it right before I had to leave. Derek, we got to leave. But thoughts on Brown only having one catch. He dropped a couple balls, then didn't seem to want to try get him involved. He should have been the most involved across the middle. I think he could. I mean, Derek, I think he could agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
Of getting him involved more.
Yeah, like my whole thing, and I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's, like I said, we lost on all phases of the game because, like, you guys watched the Tampa Bay game. You know, I got Ronald Jones the third. I've had him the whole season, and I don't really carry a whole lot of running backs in my fantasy team, and he played. And if you guys know, he's fumbled every single game. Like every single game. And so today, early in the game, he fumbled. And so I'm like, crap. They took him out and they start giving Leonard Fournette the ball. And then you guys watch the highlights. He got a 98-yard touchdown run, the longest in Tampa Bay franchise history. So, it is what it is. He dropped the pass. So what? Bring him over the sideline. He's a pro. He's a vet. Like he dropped one. It ain't gonna be the first one, and it won't be the last one.
Yeah.
You keep your foot on their throat. So I don't know what that was. I don't know if it was just the play calling. His attitude did seem, but I don't know if they was like the play was called and not designed to go to him. And 9 times out of 10, when you don't see that type of effort, then the play's not even designed for those guys. But at the end of the day, like if you got a two-headed, you got Derrick Henry in the back, you gotta take shots. That was the biggest thing that I thought about that. Like you take the freaking shots. Take them. 50-50 ball. You might get a PI. It is what it is. But I definitely agree. He's got to be a part of this. I mean, he just does. Especially Adam Humphries out. Do want to mention Corey Davis, man, and all prayers to his family.
Yeah, family.
I thought Corey stepped his ass up, man. I thought you had one hell of a game, Corey. Sorry about everything, but the fact that you came out and the fact that you played, man, I got nothing but respect for you, big dog. Nothing but respect for you. So Titan Nation, man, you guys got to understand that's one hell of a guy we got.
Yeah,
play this butt off, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to leave it off like that. Again, thank you guys all for tuning in, for joining the conversation, talking, giving us good questions. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you like, hit that like button. Remember to share it out. And we'll be doing this every other week and stuff like that. But thank you so much. Thank you, Gerald, for obviously giving your wonderful insight on the game, man. I remember you were really fired up that night, man. Yeah, but you know what? It's pretty interesting as a fan, part of seeing your reaction and hearing what you had to say and stuff like that. So again, we didn't really talk about it much, but there was a lot of blown missed calls, especially for the rest. But that's for another time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. we can do a whole video on that one. But again, thank you so much for joining. Thank you guys so much. Tying up like always, and have a good night, guys. All right.
I know y'all. Y'all have a great week too, guys.
You too, brother.